morning, Level Up listeners, and welcome to our weekly wrap-up. We have spent this third week of September focused on a crucial aspect of maintaining our body and mind machine, movement and pauses. Today, we'll recap the key lessons from this week, transforming them into a simple philosophy for sustainable energy, and, as always, we'll answer a great question from one of you about finding the energy to move when you're already exhausted. Let's level up.
This week, we've been really digging into movement and pauses.
Yeah, fascinating stuff.
Totally. And how they're just, crucial for keeping our body and mind machine running smoothly. So the mission today is really to connect the dots, pull out those key strategies for sustainable energy.
Especially tackling that feeling of being too tired to even think about moving, right?
Exactly. That's the big one. How do you move when you're exhausted? We want to turn this week's knowledge into, real actions for you.
Okay.
So let's unpack this central idea first. Movement isn't some chore you have to tick off a list.
Right. And rest isn't this luxury you earn.
Precisely. Our sources hammered this home, that they're both essential maintenance, like non-negotiable.
Forget that all or nothing thinking. It just doesn't work.
It's a total myth. True well-being, it seems, comes from these small, consistent, even joyful bits of movement.
Balanced out with real, intentional pauses. Restorative ones.
Okay, so one pillar we built on was dismantling the no-time myth. That came up again and again.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
The benefits aren't really tied to how long you go for. We found this amazing study. Even 10 or 15 minutes walking daily.
Just 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah. It boosts mood, cuts stress, and, get this, can increase creative output by up to 60%.
60? That's huge. So it's not about finding time.
It's about integrating it, weaving it into your day.
And that connects perfectly to redefining exercise, doesn't it? Moving away from that, punishment mindset.
Yes. Finding joyful movement. The research really pushed for intrinsic motivation, finding stuff you genuinely love.
Like dancing or futsal, maybe pencak-silat, whatever works for you.
That connection and enjoyment seem key for making it stick. But because movement is just one side.
Right. The other side is just as critical.
The intentional pause. What really stood out for you there from our deep dive?
What was really eye-opening, I think, was how pauses aren't the opposite of work. They're a core part of it.
A part of it.
How so?
Well, we looked at structured pauses like Pomodoro, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off.
Right. The short bursts. Yeah. And the sources show they actually prevent mental fatigue. Stop burnout before it starts.
Okay, that makes sense.
But even more fascinating was the unstructured stuff. What some called the art of doing nothing.
The art of doing nothing. I like the sound of that.
It's basically just staring out the window, daydreaming. Sounds lazy, but it activates your brain's default mode network, the DMN.
Ah, the DMN. We've touched on that before. Crucial for creativity.
Exactly. Essential for insights, problem solving, letting ideas connect. It's not wasted time at all.
That clicks. And for days when even 5 minutes feels impossible, the no excuses toolkit.
Yes, those micro breaks. Less than 5 minutes. Tiny thing.
Like what? Give us an example.
Think a 60-second desk-size stretch right at your chair. Or a 2-minute sensory shift. Just step outside. Different sights, sounds.
Or that vision vacation. The 20-20-20 rule. Look away from the screen.
Yeah, 20 feet away, 20 seconds, every 20 minutes. Simple. But these tiny resets, they cut stress, boost focus, really powerful.
Okay, which brings us perfectly to this question from Dewey. She says, I'm completely drained after work and my commute. Joyful movement feels impossible. Zero energy. What can I do?
It's such a common feeling. And the research points to breaking the cycle before it gets that bad. Use those micro breaks during the day.
Ah, so preventative maintenance. Don't wait till you're home and flatline.
Exactly. And then maybe create a buffer. A transition ritual.
Like what?
Even just 5 minutes before the commute. Maybe some box breathing. Just to calm the nervous system, shift gears.
Okay, calm down first. And then redefine the goal for when you get home.
Absolutely. It's not, I need to do a workout. It's, I need to take one step.
Literally one step.
Or maybe commit to a 5-minute walk. Just 5.
Yeah.
Get outside the door. You might find you want to keep going.
The key seems to be starting before you feel ready. And starting really, really small. Almost ridiculously small.
So small it feels effortless. That's the trick.
So bringing it all together, maintaining this body and mind machine is like dance. Action and recovery.
A dynamic balance.
Respecting the need to move, but also the mind's need for quiet, for those pauses.
It ties into that idea of personal merdeka, doesn't it? Freedom.
Yeah, the freedom that comes from having the energy and clarity you need for your life. You know that Indonesian proverb, Di mana ada kemauan, di situ ada jalan.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
Exactly. And sometimes that way is just one tiny intentional step or one intentional pause.
Right.
So your challenge this week, if you're up for it, try the movement sandwich.
Movement sandwich, okay.
For the next 3 work days, try a 10-minute walk before lunch and another 10-minute walk right after lunch.
Sandwiching the meal break with movement.
Yeah. Breaks up the sitting, helps digestion, and apparently gives a real boost to afternoon energy levels.
Nice practical takeaway.
Well, thanks for joining this deep dive. As you go through your week, maybe think about this. How could weaving in these tiny movements, these intentional pauses, actually change how you see busy?
And maybe redefine what real productivity feels like for you.
Thank you for joining us on Level Up. Join us next week as we continue our theme by diving into how to reduce energy leakage from the digital world and train the mind to be calmer. Until then, find your rhythm and keep leveling up.